The history of the state of Washington is nearly 130 years, and the state of Oregon 160 years. But how much longer will they last? It was recently revealed that the future of these regions is at risk. The first wave of panic swept the population of the U.S. West Coast a few years ago. Social networks exploded with apocalyptic posts. Some people couldn't take it and began to pack their bags and run away. All this commotion was not caused by an atomic bomb or a deadly epidemic, but by a regular article in a scientific journal. What was the content of this article that inspired people to leave their homes? The article predicted that Washington and Oregon would face a powerful earthquake, up to a magnitude of 9.5. Tremors, as a result, would cause unprecedented tsunamis and volcanic eruptions. Scientists made such conclusions on the basis of data obtained from a special research seismological buoy in the Pacific Ocean. Measurements showed that the water level on the West Coast dropped sharply. It's believed that this is often followed by a strong earthquake. Assumptions of an impending cataclysm were published on Superstation95.com and spread throughout the internet, causing a panic. Although later, John Wydale, the director of the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network, denied any information about signs of an imminent earthquake. He stated that one device showed a drop in the water level due to a malfunction. No other drastic changes were recorded. According to Wydale, strong earthquakes are indeed possible in this earthquake-prone region, but most likely they won't happen in the very near future. However, scientists surely don't deny one thing. Something very dangerous is already happening under the territories of the states of Oregon and Washington. The threat comes from the tectonic plate of Juan de Fuca. Initially, it was part of the once extensive Farallon plate. Over time, the central part of Farallon completely plunged under the southwestern North American plate and was divided into three parts. One piece, the size of Michigan, is named after the famous Spanish navigator Juan de Fuca. It began to sink under the northwestern continental edge of the North American plate. The process allegedly began about 180 million years ago when the supercontinent Pangaea collapsed. The movement is related to the structural features of the Earth's crust, which is divided into a network of tectonic plates. The slow movement of these plates forms the surface of our planet. Collisions often form the so-called subduction zones, where oceanic plates sink under continental or other oceanic plates. The vast majority of active volcanoes and major earthquakes on Earth occur along these subduction zones. It's assumed that the subduction of Juan de Fuca led to the emergence of the volcanic zone high lava plains, which passes through southern Oregon. We can get a clear idea of how this all happens with the help of a simple experiment. Bring your hands together and hold them palms down, touching the middle phalanges. Your right hand represents the North American tectonic plate, and your left represents Juan de Fuca. The place where your hands meet is the subduction zone. But back to our experiment. Bring your left hand under your right. That's what Juan de Fuca does. Steadily sinks beneath the North American plate. At this time, the right hand will begin to involuntarily slide up to the left as if you're raising a sleeve. However, this does not happen with the North American plate since it's firmly pressed to Juan de Fuca. And now, without moving your hands, turn the joints of your right hand up, so the edge of the continental plate under the pressure of the ocean swells higher and higher. For thousands of years, such movements have created seismic stress in the region. In 1700, this caused a terrible earthquake with a magnitude of between 8.7 and 9.2 and a huge tsunami that destroyed coastal villages at the mouth of the Columbia River. Since then, nature has noticeably calmed down. Tremors generally have not exceeded a magnitude of 6, but scientists feared that not everything was as calm as it seems, and a real tectonic catastrophe was brewing underground. They suggested that a gaping hole had formed in the plate of Juan de Fuca. True, until recently, they had no evidence of this theory.
I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it.
The staff of the University of California, who from 2011 to 2014 conducted research on 217 earthquakes, clarified the situation. They studied the speed of seismic waves, varying with temperature and rock composition. These variances allowed us to determine the boundaries of colder and denser ocean plates. At the same time, one area of the plate located under Central Oregon showed a gap in the seismic waves, which the researchers interpreted as a hole. When they performed a complete tomography and made a complete survey of the plate, the reality turned out to be even worse. It became clear that the hole is part of a huge gap. It passes through the weak, thin zone of Juan de Fuca, which was formed on 2 overlapping sections of the plate. The fault extends 600 miles, or 966 kilometers, from Vancouver Island in Canada to Cape Mendocino in California. Its lower edge is deeply buried in the mantle of the Earth. Researchers believe that this process is causing the death of the plate. Soon, the break will unzip like a zipper on a jacket, dividing it into 2 parts. Later, both halves will break into smaller pieces. Shards are likely to attach to other plates. Such a fate, sooner or later, awaits all the tectonic plates on our planet. According to scientists, observing the death of Juan de Fuca is like a journey into the past. This tectonic plate, like a time machine, allows us to learn more about the process of its formation, life, and death. However, the end of its existence will not come very soon, only in a few million years. In the meantime, our research of Juan de Fuca helps us to understand more pressing problems. First of all, the safety of regions located on a dying plate. The analysis showed that magma flows through its gap. The hot mass causes the formation of the volcanoes of the high lava plains and many earthquakes. In the next 50 years, the crack in the slab could increase dramatically, and then real chaos will occur in the proximity of the underground disaster. According to the conclusions of the Oregon Seismic Safety Advisory Commission, the earthquake could reach a magnitude of between 8 and 9. Many houses would not survive such a shock, and in those that remain, everything inside will be shattered. Electric networks will fail, gas lines will rupture. The earthquake will be followed by volcanic eruptions. The streets will be ablaze with fire, and the sky will darken with plumes of ash. Fires will break out everywhere. Water mains will be destroyed. Dams will break, and there will be hazardous material spills. In addition, a tsunami will hit the region. The fact is that part of the plate shift will occur under the ocean, displacing a colossal amount of seawater. A huge wave will rise, the top of which will block out the sky. After it collapses on land, only ruins will remain all around. Many people will die. A similar cataclysm happened in 2004. Then, according to scientists, the Indian plate sharply moved under the Burmese. At the same time, about 1,200 kilometers of rock quickly shifted by 15 meters, although it's normal for the Indian plate to shift by 6.5 centimeters per year. The result was a terrible 9.3 magnitude earthquake. It caused the deadliest tsunami in the modern history of the Indian Ocean. The wave covered 18 countries and killed at least 300,000 people and left more than 1 million without a roof over their heads. So that in the event of an impending catastrophe, the consequences would not be so terrible. Now is the time to prepare for possible natural disasters. Inhabitants of the west coast of North America, of course, should not raise a panic and urgently run away en masse, but it would be prudent to keep in mind the future risks of the time bomb over which they live. It's necessary to improve the tsunami warning system located in the Pacific Ocean in Hawaii and on the U.S. West Coast. Also, more effort should be placed on improving earthquake prediction methods. Now, there are training sites for the development of short-term forecasts in the United States, in California, and China. Unfortunately, so far, they've been of little use. If we can develop a way to notify people about the impact of the elements in advance, we can avoid chaos and have many fewer victims. Remember, you can always find out about new videos in time by subscribing to our channel and clicking on the bell. We have a lot of interesting things ahead. And be sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked the episode.